This is Andy Pro Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by Vikram Barn, aka VIKKSTAR123. Vikram, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
It's good to hear. Obviously, we're out here in sunny LA ahead of your friend KSI's rematch with Logan Paul. What are your thoughts on the entire bout?
There's a lot to say about the entire bout, but this is JJ's third fight, and every time it's a big bag of excitement and nerves. But I truly see his confidence this time round, and I'm excited to see what he brings to the fight on Saturday.
What differences have you seen in the preparations for this fight in comparison to the previous one?
So in this fight, he has, for the first time, had a camp away from home. He's gone to Vegas. We shot a month's worth of YouTube content for our group channel prior to this month, so he can completely and perfectly focus on his training. He knows what he's training for. He's training for a fight, you know, not against an unknown, a fight against someone he's already fought against. So he has a good idea of what he needs to train, how he needs to approach the training. And from what I've heard from him and seen, he's training harder than he's ever trained before. So I'm really excited for him to put that into action in the ring and hopefully get the win.
From your knowledge, how has he found being out here in America, away from home, away from his friends and you guys?
I think it's definitely helped for him to be away in America, in Vegas, doing his camp with the Mayweathers. It's just no distractions, you know, not us around, no London kind of daily life distractions. It's just a place where he has one goal and he can work towards that. And I think that's really great for JJ because he does always work on a lot of stuff, but this has allowed him just to zone in and focus on one thing. And when he focuses on something, he, as so far, always delivers.
Both JJ and Logan have said that a loss will be very catastrophic for their career, shall we say. How damaging do you think a defeat will be for their careers? Obviously, huge social media influences, as are you. What are your thoughts with regards to what a defeat could do for them?
So a defeat obviously isn't ideal for either party. It's something that no one really wants to see, but someone has to go through it. And I definitely think JJ's in a better position to deal with this if it does happen, just because we built a bigger platform in the UK on our group YouTube channel than ever has been built before by content creators in the UK. And I think, you know, regardless of what happens, he'll know he's put his best in, and we're excited to see him do that. And we've got so many more plans already scheduled out for the coming months, to the point where if he wins, incredible, and that even adds to everything we have planned. And if not, you know, you have to prepare for both eventualities. It's still going to be fine, because this, at the end of the day, this fight has provided entertainment for millions of people. Both fighters have put themselves on the line in a way that they never had to take this fight. They've chosen to put themselves on the line, their ego, their reputation, their physical self, in front of millions of people, and huge amounts of respect to both of them for doing this. And almost in a way, as cliched as it sounds, I want to say there's no real loser of this fight, because they've both done something incredible for the sport of boxing, for YouTube creators, and I think it's a great example to lead.
You just mentioned they're doing something incredible for boxing. The boxing hardcore, obviously, and I know you know where I'm going to go with this, but they've had some criticisms to say about the fight. Do you understand why those who are a bit more emotionally attached to the sport aren't keen to see two effectively YouTubers or social media influences as big as what KSI and Logan Paul are be headlining such a card with two world champions beneath them?
I can see why hardcore fans of the sport are going to have issues with what has been created, but one thing I always say is a lot of people tend to be afraid of change, but change is always going to happen no matter what sport you're in, no matter what line of entertainment you're in. And I think everyone should really embrace that this is something new and exciting, and sport should be for everyone. It shouldn't just be for professionals, it shouldn't just be for amateurs. I think, you know, bringing any sport or entertainment to millions of people is something that creates incredible value regardless of how it's done, and I think this has been done in an incredible way, and it's really great to see two communities brought together for one entertainment event.
Obviously, there will be a lot of your fans, the Sidemen fans, as well as JJ's individual fans who will be tuning in alongside Logan Paul's. How does boxing go about trying to make sure they retain that attention and some of those fans stay tuned into the sport in the coming months and years?
So I would say that it's almost a shame there aren't more YouTubers or influencers fighting on this card. I think it's definitely great to mesh the pro and the slightly more amateur side of the sport together. I think if there was kind of more of an intrigue or backstory behind the other fighters, I think that would definitely help the boxing sport retain more fans. But I think what they're doing is they're going to be showcasing some world-class fights, and hopefully that will be enough in itself to sway over some fans, some casual fans of boxing, into more serious fans.
I mean, just how big do you feel that this kind of event could become, in the sense of, do you expect to see more YouTubers, more people from other walks of life getting into the ring and having contests as big as what Saturday night will be?
Yeah, this is definitely a trend that has been started by JJ himself, which is more credit and testament to him. And it's something we've already seen plenty of other online YouTube creators get involved into and submerge themselves into, and other celebrities, I'm sure, will be soon to follow, seeing the hype that it creates. So yeah, I can see it definitely continuing as a trend, as a new form of entertainment.
What has JJ said to yourself and the rest of the group and his family, etc., about his ultimate ambitions and goals with boxing? Does he see himself having more fights? Is this maybe his last one? What has he said to you guys?
I'm not going to comment on that. That's not my place to comment.
Would you be happy to see him continue to stick around in boxing after Saturday night?
I think, as a close friend of JJ, every time we see him fight, it is really tough for us, because you don't want to see someone you care about getting hit. You don't want to see them putting their reputation, their ego, their physical self on the line, especially when you have no control over it. All we can do is say, push him to train and encourage him and motivate him, but that's all we can really do. So for selfish reasons, I wouldn't want to see him carry on fighting. But then, if this goes amazingly, and at the end of the day, it's what he wants to do. That's his question to answer, and not for anyone else really to speculate on.
So just on Saturday night, how exactly do you see the fight playing out between the pair of them?
I think the fight is gonna, now with no head guards and the 10-ounce gloves, I think it's gonna be a case of whoever connects the first few successful strikes in the first round or two is really going to have a significant advantage, and probably could end the fight within 3 or 4 rounds via TKO or KO, which is a terrifying concept for the recipient of either of those outcomes, but such is the sport.
I mean, you just mentioned no head guards and 10-ounce gloves this time round. What was your initial reaction when you found out about that?
Yikes. To put it into one word. But I'm going to have to head off now. Thank you.
You guys show off. Thanks for speaking to myself on Boxing Social.
And I've been VIKKSTAR. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers. Thank you.